All right, guys, so here it is, the all-new 2025 Scout Tuktut. This is, again, their smallest model that they offer in their hard-sided campers, and I'm really excited to bring this video to you guys. Now, before we get started here, just know I do have all the other models on my YouTube channel if you'd like to watch those as well, so feel free to subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and then feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. All right, so back to the walkthrough. We're going to start here on the passenger side. Now just note, this camper does have several options that are not standard. That's the cool thing about Scouts, is that you can go on their website, you can really equip what you want, maybe what you don't want, and really dial this thing in according to your needs. Now, first and foremost, look at the design language on this thing. Super modern, really kind of rugged looking. I love the way that these look, especially when mounted on a truck. Nice Scout branding on the side here, and then we're going to have a large dual pane acrylic window, and that's going to be on both sides of the unit here. Those do have quite a bit of functionality. I'll show off kind of what they can do here in a moment when we head inside. But first, let's talk about these bilateral bed rail runners. So these black brackets here are actually not standard. It's an option, and they're multi-purpose. You can mount shovels, axes, high lift jacks, max tracks, all kinds of things to the side if you wanted to. But it also kind of closes that awkward gap you get on the side of the truck camper in the bed of your truck. So aesthetically, it just looks pretty cool, I think. Now you do get 4 manual jacks on this thing. The benefit to that is you don't have to deal with motors. You just bring a cordless drill with you, and it makes light work of bringing this thing up and down. The other thing that's cool is you can actually pop these 2 pins out, take all the jacks off of the camper, and that's going to save you about 120-ish pounds, give or take. So if your payload, if you're cutting it close, I guess, that could make all the difference right there. Now, as far as construction goes, Scouts are really, really premium. I already know there's going to be somebody in the comment section that says these are overpriced, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes to these truck campers, you really do get what you pay for. You got an aluminum exoskeleton on the outside, so all your edges and corners, that's an aluminum extrusion, excuse me. And then you've got an external and an internal seal all the way around. So even if the caulking on the outside, if this dries up, becomes brittle, and water gets in, you still have that internal seal, excuse me, to protect the camper. Not to mention the walls are all a composite substrate material, so water's not going to do a whole lot of damage anyway, and the whole outside is finished with a very nice gel coating to preserve this thing for years to come. Now, underneath, we're going to have our center of gravity labeled right there. So essentially, you just want your axle to be right on top of that, or ideally, you'll want that arrow in front of your axle. This thing is so light, it just uses ratchet straps to secure in the bed of your truck. So you'll have 2 on either side. I currently don't have the other one installed, but you'll have 2 on both sides. Those just hook into your D-rings. And then you've got a couple things going on over here. So I'll let you pause the video if you'd like to read this label here, but essentially you're 634 pounds with standard equipment on this particular unit. You've got a 7-way plug here if you wanted to plug into your truck and charge your battery off of your truck. You've got a 12-volt plug here. That's going to allow you to plug in like an external solar panel. And then you've got a 110 male connector out here, and that's going to allow you to plug an extension cord into this thing to charge your batteries. On the older models, you had to run that extension cord through the door, which was kind of a pain because then you couldn't really shut the door just to charge your batteries, like at home, for instance. Whereas now you just plug straight into that. And that's pretty much it for this side of the camper. Heading towards the front, this one has another option on it, which are called the clear view bunk windows. So these 2 windows here are optional. And again, they're going to be dual pane acrylic. They're going to have all the same functionality of the side windows. Again, I'll show you that here in a bit. And then there's kind of a look at the roof. So on the larger models, you will get a 175-watt solar panel mounted on the roof. This one does not, but you do get a skylight and 12-volt max air fan on this particular one. And again, I'll show you that on the inside. not a whole lot going on underneath here. As we pop around to the driver's side, very similar. The only thing that's different on this side is going to be this little drain plug here. So just pop that out, and that's where your sink water will drain. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but you do get these nice solar reflective shades, blackout shades. So that'll help kind of insulate this thing. Now, as we head towards the back here, look at that diesel heater. Pretty hefty. So as we come up here, you just got a couple latches. Just undo those. That's going to open right up. Now, you can padlock this if you don't want anybody getting into it. But you got a 2.75 gallon tank here. And then your diesel heater, which is controlled from a thermostat inside. Very, very cool. Very efficient. I've got some pretty good feedback on this thing from customers saying that they were able to run this thing for about a week or so on just one tank, just running it at night. So pretty dang impressive. And because these units are so small, being that they're truck campers, it'll heat these things up pretty well. Alrighty. Very large door. That's one thing I don't like about some manufacturers is they make the doors so little. But I'm 6'1" and I can get in and out of this thing just ducking just barely. And I don't bang my head on it every time like I do on some of these other brands. You get a multi-purpose bracket on back here. So you've got a couple of hooks here to hang stuff. It acts as a door stop. You can actually take your water can that's mounted inside and mount it outside on that bracket and use it as like an outdoor shower. And then you've got a couple other places to hang stuff up top there. So again, multi-purpose. But that pretty much sums it up for the outside, guys. Let's go ahead and head inside the camper. All right, guys. So again, here's that large doorway to get in and out of the camper. I love that about these campers. You do get a rear window with this nice privacy cover that seems to be insulated to help keep and retain some of the heat. You're going to have a deadbolt here. And then one thing I guess I should mention is there's a couple different color options on these Scout campers. This is the stone gray, but they also do a canyon and a sage color as well. If you go for the canyon or sage, it's going to be a little bit softer of a material than the stone gray. But other than that, it's pretty much the same deal. Down here, you're going to have a fire extinguisher mounted near the door. Removable marine grade mat as well. Super easy to clean this camper. You just pull it out, shake it off. You could even mop in here if you really wanted to. And then all their cabinetry is built in-house. It's going to be real wood. You got some nice cubbies and things going on here. A little bit of storage. Very nice. And then you do get a little bit of a, I guess, a bench seating area here. A few cushions here that are easily removable. And then let's hop up inside the camper real quick and go over some of the features. So let's start in the kitchen. So you do get a 4.9 gallon Lifesaver jerry can. These are super nice because they have a built-in filter and a pump. That's your water on board. So essentially, you could fill this up with like river water, lake water, and filter it out to create drinking water. Pretty impressive. And then this whole unit, like I mentioned earlier, can be removed and mounted outside if you wanted to use it for like a shower. Your sink is conveniently located just below that. And recently, for 2025, Scout actually made the sink bigger. So this is nice to see even on their smallest model, the Tuktut. And then your nice wood countertop here. Deep storage underneath, and then access to some of your plumbing. You do get a nice little bottle opener here next to the door with some Scout branding. This one is equipped with the Dometic 12-volt refrigerator or freezer. You can use it for either. Set the temperature and forget it kind of thing. And then take a look at these windows, guys. All right, guys, so all you do is you're going to undo all 4 latches here. Looks like those 2 are open. And then you've got this window here that can open and stay open. It's got a couple different positions, and you can bring it back in. Again, these are dual pane acrylic windows, so they're going to insulate pretty well. You've got a built-in bug screen that you just pull up. It's going to clip onto the top here. And then to pull your solar reflective shade down, just pull the whole thing back down. And now you've got a blackout screen. Very, very cool. All right, on this side of the camper, we're going to have our Unbound Power Tower, is what they're kind of marketing it as. Uses a Victron energy system here. You've got all of your power switches here, your reset switches. It's got a battery disconnect. So that's going to power the lights, the fan, pretty much everything on board here. Your thermostat, which is located back here in this corner. And then you've got your intake and exhaust for the furnace there, or the diesel heater, I should say. Same window on this side. And then panning over this way, looking up, we're going to have nice LED light here. You got your smoke detector, of course, and then 12-volt fantastic fan, or Dometic, I should say, but very nice. They used to have a little tiny fan here in the corner. Now it's a full-size fan. So although this does not have air conditioning, that's going to make a huge difference. You crack a couple windows, turn that on, it's going to pull a nice breeze through the camper. All right, now here's the sleeping situation. So pretty decent sized bed here. You could easily sleep east to west facing, one, maybe two people as it sits now. But this one's optioned with the Portaledge bunk extension, which I got to tell you is pretty cool for 2025. So I'll go ahead and insert a clip of what that looks like and how to set it up. But essentially, you just pull the tray out. You're going to move your cushions to the middle. And now you've got a giant mega bed that you could easily sleep two, maybe three people on. And then same thing in reverse is going to be how you disassemble. Very, very easy. Very, very cool. You do get some nice windows up front on this one. Those are the clear view bunk windows that we talked about outside. Those open. They also have the built-in solar reflective shade and bug screen, as mentioned before. Very cool. And then the inside, I like to show, this is all your aluminum structure going around the camper. So that's essentially what's holding this thing together. That and then your composite walls. The skylight on this thing is also very cool. This thing can open with the push of a button. You just pull the latch up, and that will allow you to get even more fresh air through the camper. It also has a built-in bug screen and blackout shade. So very, very cool. Anyway, guys, well, I guess there's one more thing I'm leaving out here. So the battery situation is a little unique in the Tuktut. So I'll try to do this with one hand here. So you've got these two storage compartments down here. They're just magnetically held on, so these just pop right off. One side's going to be storage right there. And then you're going to have an Expion lithium battery. And it's a heated battery. And the cool thing about this battery is you can add a second. So if you want more power, just wire up a second one right next to it in the compartment I just showed you. And now you've got more power. So very, very cool. Things are looking up for 2025. I think I've covered just about everything on the Tuktut. If I didn't, or I left something out, feel free to message me in the comment section down below. I do read those. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.